To battle, packmates, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I am Rear Admiral Tarek of the Dreadnought Scimitar, as we continue our assault on the homeworld of the Hydran Star Kingdom. And last time, well, I let the game run for a little bit. I finished recording last episode and walked away from it to do a couple of things. When I came back, I realized I hadn't saved the game, so time has run on a little bit. Not quite sure how long, but I do know it was a little while. So with that in mind, let's check. We have 66 Empire defense left on this home planet. So let's quickly check through, make sure that we're fully kitted out, and set out into space before any more time is wasted. The clock actually does still run. Not quite in, well, not in real time, clearly. But it still runs even if you're just sitting on that main screen. So by leaving it up, other people did stuff in the galaxy rather than me just, you know, impacting my will on things. But we will attempt to recover from such a thing. We are all on our own, and we see an enemy frigate way off in the distance. According to the fleet screen, is the DWLX, a war destroyer leader of some description. And are you a carrier? Probably not. Well, not any more than any other Hydran ship is. So let's set ourselves up. We got another one. It's an HXFE, which you're a capital X ship? You are. You're a frigate escort. Unfortunately, you don't have a really cool model to go with it, which is actually a little disappointing. I don't really know how good the frigate escorts for the Hydrans are. We're about to find out. Let's kick our electronic countermeasure up to a maximum level, jam them with all the power we have, and we'll also tell the dudes over in engineering, make sure that system is powered at all times. It's not the most important thing in the world, but if you can have a defense shift of 2 against a group of fighters, they don't hit you very much. Especially when they're Hydrans with their massive amounts of Phaser 3s in the form of Phaser Gatlings, which are basically the same thing, except more efficient. So we will attempt to endeavor not to get killed by them. I'm going to try and stomp down on this XFE first. I think if I can jump on top of him, I can nail him before he can do anything to me. With that in mind, we're going to set our ESG down to minimum radius. That way it hits with the most amount of firepower. Also, make sure we cycle our battery. And we're going to sap even more from our shield budget. I don't need that much energy currently reserved in it, and I'm only reinforcing the one shield anyway. At least I should be game. Don't power them all, just the one. Everything else is, well, gravy. So I think you're probably... No, you're not. This is just the destroyer MFD. But this, on the other hand, is, well, it's an XFE, except it doesn't look cool. You only have 2 fighters. I'm not particularly concerned about. I think I can kill you. Let's not forget phasers to overload. And ESGs will hit them first and hardest. And get ready to do the ramming. So... full power. And fire that, and all follow up, get ready to hit him. Didn't even need it. Did not even need the phasers. Are you just, you're just 2 fighters. Oh, that's cute. Slow way down. We don't need the speed anymore. So we managed to nail him with, well, our ESG, and then we followed up with a lot of other heavy weapons. What are you equipped with? You're surprisingly tough. Let's send some disruptor blasts your way, but phasers are going to focus on your buddies. There we go. Anything left? Blasting him. Look at how much damage he just did, just with the Gatling phasers. Oh, he almost opened our forward shield. I'm actually going to break off a little bit, give him some time to maneuver, because holy crap, that was a lot. My forward shield is almost down, which is not great. But my phasers are about to come back online. I'm going to give him a nice, swift little pass here to blast in his front. Hopefully, yep, opened him up before he could do anything and slammed him with the Phaser 3s. He does have a couple of Hellbores. They will loop around and hit the forward shield if we try and duel him there. I do have ESGs at full power. Do I just expand them to maximum and try and ram into him? Not quite. We're going to wait to see if he comes back into me. And if he does, then we can do something about it. Disruptors. Yeah, suspend the disruptors. Punch through more shields. Make him weak and flee. More phasers right in through the stern. 6 damage out of that shot. That's actually really good. As long as I can hit through that back shield, I'm content to take long-range blinking shots. Are you going to come back to me? I'd really appreciate it if you did. It would save me a lot of effort and time. I think he is. But I can't afford to... I really can't afford to just kick it off, because if he just turns left a little bit, then we'll never catch him. He is probably reinforcing that shield. I do have disruptors. They're almost ready to fire, and that should cut through that shield, unless he shows me his stern. Alright, nothing out of that one. We keep plinking away at the long range. Come on back to me. You know you want to. I will just charge into you. I can catch up to you if I really desire it. Oh, you knocked out my forward shield, you little jerk. Ow! That hurt a lot more than it should have. So we're just going to nail into him a whole bunch of Phaser 3s and Phaser 1s and all the phasers, really. Slow down. He's down to a speed of 8. How much damage did you do to me? You really hurt me. That's annoying amounts of damage. Hydrants, you can't just risk it with them, because they are tough. They are going to ruin your day if you let them. 298 prestige, that will recover the repairs at the very least. 19 repairs, plus repairs per parts, and a single marine who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Probably should have deployed my pseudo-frigates, but it wasn't worth the risk. Bob back, continue to pressure the homeworld. We need to put all the pressure we possibly can on the homeworld. That way, when we take it, that'll be a major amount of their, resource generation. Because homeworlds are worth a lot. They're almost up to 4,000 prestige, which will allow us to buy cool things. We're actually in the intercept position, I believe, which would be great. Oh, we are. And I think this is their only defender. It's just a single freighter. Are you even a Q ship? You're a PT-3. Yeah, you're not even going to have plasma torpedoes, are you? Oh, that's sad. You're also a freighter. I'm just going to launch my pseudo-frigates. As soon as I can, I'm going to dump them on top of this because I'm not seeing fighters. I'm not seeing a heavy cruiser, a battle cruiser, or any of the big stuff. It's just a single armored freighter. And that is not going to save him. More power. We have it. We may as well spend it. Electronic warfare to full power. This time I'm not going to tell him put this at the maximum of your priorities because I don't think I need to. Also because all he's got is a PT-3. I mean, it's suddenly surprising. He surprises me and he has 2 plasma torpedoes, which he could. I mean, that has been known to happen. Nope, it's not. I didn't think the PT-3 had plasma torpedoes, and I was vindicated. He's got 4 phaser 3s. Phasers. Overload mode. ESGs, kick it on. Prepare to follow up with immediate phaser barrage. Didn't need it. Did not need it at all. Okay, you are the fastest thing currently on this map. I'm also going to deploy my pseudo-frigates. We were caught in the explosion. Oh dear, oh my. Send that over to him. And yeah, we're just going to sprint on over here and take care of this. So it should just be a little while. How much energy do I currently have? 4 points of power into the electronic countermeasure. So I actually have a decent amount of energy that I can spend on other things, even going at a speed of 18. The ESGs will be ready shortly, too. Not that I intend or need to use them. But yeah, go my little raiding parties, my little tiny torpedo boats. Triple disruptor and an ESG. You are almost as fully powered as a frigate, which is pretty hilarious. There are, in fact, frigates that you have more firepower than. What are you doing on phasers? It's just 4 of them. 2 phaser 2s, 2 phaser 3s, which is not better than most frigates, but everything else about your heavy weapons is, which is nice. Show me the Mauler. He's going to be a surprisingly tough target because he's an armored freighter. The rest of these are not armored freighters. They're just the big, fat, slow ones. In fact, he's the toughest, he's the next toughest, and then these are just super weak and easy to kill. So I'm actually going to use the Mauler on this one. We'll close to a range of 5, fire the one shot at him, and that should take him out completely once we get the Mauler up to double power. Yeah, fire all the phases you want. It's not going to stop this. Come on, show me double power figures. Oh, there was no more freighter after that. Hi, Hugh. How are you doing? You are really well armed. Holy crap. I'm actually going to put this up to a 3. Kick it on at full power. Disruptors, get involved with this. Take out your forward shields. Get ready for follow-up immediately on the phasers because I don't want to get anywhere near that. That's going to hurt a lot. Yeah, he had Gatling phasers and a lot of them, so we had to pay attention. But other than that, we're down to 2 of the weakest freighters in the game. Not that they're Hydran and thus super weak. No, this is just the weakest freighters in the game by general. Knock through that. All up and follow up. Don't have anything left, or quite yet, on the phasers. There we go. Now get the phasers involved. Streaking through, hitting a couple of shots. Got him down to speed of 7. Or does he start at 7? I don't quite remember, but it's not super important since we're right on top of him. All weapons. Disruptors, not quite able to force him to death yet. But we almost have him. And I assume you guys are taking care of all that. Disruptors, do those phasers only fire forwards? They do. Wow, these little side phasers here can only shoot forward. I assume they're like right there on top of the forward face of that. Phasers. Just keep plinking away, dealing damage, making him cry. And eventually he will be gone. Oh, our broadside capability on this ship is just pathetic. We're really very much a spinal mount vessel. And Disruptor's still not able to do it. Still not able to crush him with phasers only. Can I hit him with the Mauler? I don't think I'm quite in range for that. Oh, I was. I did 2 damage. Oh, accidentally turned on the ESG. turn into him. We'll try and ram him before the ESG runs out. He's mostly dead. He's actually surprisingly effective. I mean, he's got a Gatling phaser, an additional, wow, 5 phaser 2s. It's almost a Q ship. Almost. Not quite. More speed. Let's just get up into his space. If I can hit him with this, it'll maybe kill him. We are definitely getting towards the edge of the range on that one. Disruptors, fire. Just weaken him a bit more, slow him down if we can. But this convoy, you cannot run around at this point in the war and just not bring everything as sort of a convoy escort. Otherwise, you run into situations like this. You've got to have at least a heavy cruiser at this point, otherwise we're going to jump you. We're going to jump you hard. I say that as if they actually have a strategic brain about that, and it's not just a random dice roll to generate the mission. 4,000 prestige is a nice level to be at. We need more, but the homeworld assault has come to us, and thus we must go. We do know that a half-power shot followed up by all our other weapons is capable of knocking down the shields on a PLPH, which is important information to have. So let's get ourselves up to cruising speed and check out what's around us. First of all, we have the KDX Dark Slayer, who is equipped quite heavily. He is a heavy cruiser of a capital X suffix creation, so he's actually fairly powerful in all them phasers. He's 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 phaser X's, although 4 of them only fire backwards. 2 drone launchers, and 6 disruptors. That's probably where his capital X comes from for the additional power systems, as well as the D7DX Invulnerable, who is much less well armed. He's only got a total of 5 phaser X's, 4 disruptors, although he's packing 4 missile launchers and 4 anti-missile defense systems, which will be considerable. Squaring off against us is the heavy cruiser, who I believe was an RNX, capital X suffix also, so he has enhanced power systems, as well as the light cruiser, an HDW-X2 for an alphabet stupid destroyer. The planet itself is PLP8, or is PL8, so relatively easy to smash through. Now we do know, of course, we're not going to be able to do just a super easy smash the mothership and the fighters will die. If he's actually packing fighters of any description, then we're not going to be able to stop those fighters from shooting at us if we try and fire everything we have at the heavy cruiser. We just don't have enough alpha to kill him. So we'll set our ESG out to a range of 2, which is the perfect anti-fighter range, because I like to get a little bit closer than that in order to actually have some reasonable amount of damage to you. And then we'll just ram right into him. I could try a distance of 1, but I don't want to find myself on the edge of that. Have you launched your fighters yet? You should at any moment. I'm a little bit surprised you haven't just yet. But I am going to start maneuvering off to the side a little bit so I can try and get around to you. He has deployed his fighters. How many are we dealing with here? 6. 6 is not terrible. So 6 we can actually kill in relatively short order. He is maneuvering right on for me. He wants me. He wants to destroy my vessel. We're not going to let him. We're going to use our Mauler and a lot of firepower to follow up on. If these actually could pass in front of him, that'd be super useful, but I don't think it's going to happen. So the Mauler's at half damage at this point. I think once we hit a range of 10, it'll switch to full damage, and once we hit a range of under 5, it'll switch to max damage. Ooh, if you get in close enough to help me out with the anti-missile defense system, that would be amazing. Wait for it, wait for it. We're there. Disruptors. And ESG on now. Phasers, target, overload, fire. So we definitely weakened them out pretty badly. They're down to what looks to be a single group of 4 fighters left. I'm actually going to vector into him if I can make it. If he turns hard enough into me, he'll take up my ESG, but I'd like to be able to kill these fighters if at all possible. Oh, no, we ended up hitting our ESG up on him, but I am going to invest the phasers to take him out because it is super important that we kill all of those. Try not to bomb me. Klingons, we're on the same team here. Ooh, lashing out with his Gatling phasers. He's about to come around with another group, but no, he actually did hit the same shield. He's not much longer for this world, though. We're getting quite a bit of mines dropped on top of us. We're dumping our own mine on that one. How are there 2 on top of me? I thought there were 2 anyway. Target him. Yeah, he is cruising away at full speed as we're just sort of steadily trundling along. We don't really need a whole lot of investment in speed right now at this point. We've got him. He's outnumbered. He's outgunned. He's a heavy war destroyer against 2 heavy cruisers and a dreadnought. Granted, we're not the biggest dreadnought, but we're still a dreadnought. Let's cut out the forward shield reinforcement at this point. I think we're pretty much good. Just shunt all that energy into the Mauler. One good shot ought to take him out. It won't, but we can like to dream. So we'll line him up, steadily trundle on into him, and then we'll go back and siege his planet, because his planet can't defend himself. So how are the ESGs? They're at full power. I like to see that. We're going to save it. No, we may not be able to save it because the battery power is not charging up nearly as quickly as I wanted it to. That's alright. We'll deal with it. Do I just go minimum? No. I'm not going to do minimum because it's a bit too risky in my opinion. Open up the disruptors. Yeah, hit him with all that energy. And turn to put our powerful shield in front of him. That way he can't deal a ton of damage to me. Seriously, Klingons, what the heck? You keep bombing me with this. This is not cool. Not cool at all. Seriously, you're going to knock down my shields. It's like they're trying to kill me. Seriously, if my shields go down because of your crap, I'm annoyed. Oh, I'm annoyed. There was no reason for that, Darkslayer. Your government will receive a very, very formal complaint from mine consisting of your ambassador's head on a pike because I can't get at you. No, seriously, that's not cool. You can't do that. We're allies, ostensibly. Not super great allies, clearly, because they were bombing me, but still allies. Now we're going to have to go home and get this repaired. Did you kill any of my Marines? 44? No, I don't think he did. So at least there's that. He just damaged the armor on my ship that I have to repair now. Thus tarnishing the entire exercise. I am distraught. Let's increase speed, sap from that budget. As long as we stop outside of a range of 2.99, then we can't be affected by his point defense system, because he's not a PLPH. All he has is 8 phaser 3s, which is pretty pathetic. If he's Hydran, he might have like 4 phaser Gs. We'll find out shortly once these guys get close enough. Or if they don't, once I get close enough. Yeah, he's got 4 phaser Gs. Even less. More easily crushed and destroyed. Slowly trundle on in. And maximum on the shields. That way we can get close enough and use the ESGs in addition to all of our other weapons. Assuming they don't destroy it first, which they could. I was holding quite a lot of those missiles on. Are you saving those weapons for me? I have bad news. I'm going to stop before I actually get in within range of you. Wait for it. Just a little bit closer. Just for the maximum efficiency. That way I can just mash the button to fire all weapons and not really care about it. Alright, get ready with the Mauler. Oh, just a lot of damage on that. And now we just need to wait for 3.99. And even the ESG will be in range, and it's in range. All weapons fire. Yep. Marines, hi. 2 left. Send them over. The planet is ours. You have failed in your endeavors to protect this planet from us. Because we have vastly superior weaponry. And vastly superior tactics. And we brought a heck of a lot more metal to this fight than they did. Seriously, a single X-type heavy cruiser, not even a full capital X prefix, but a suffix X, is not the best thing. Especially not when you're facing one of our own that's a DX. Although, granted, he had a heavy cruiser version of the X. 670 prestige is our reward for a job well done. He's down to 52. Let's pop back here because, unfortunately, the Klingons have dented my ship. And supplies. 7 points of damage plus 7 points of damage because reasons. And we also need to get the 6 more Marines back on board. And 1 of our mines. Gonna take a quick check through the shipyard in XCB. A heavy bombardment cruiser is equipped with 14 Disruptor 4s, 2 ESGs, 2 Phaser Gs, and 12 Phaser Xs. Which, as far as heavy cruisers go, is actually kind of pathetic. I mean, that many Disruptors doesn't really matter. Not in my opinion, anyway. As opposed to the normal XCA, which is 6 Disruptor 4s, 2 ESGs, 2 ESG Lances, which are basically the ESG except as a ranged projectile weapon. 2 Phaser Bs and 2 Phaser Gs, and that's it. It hasn't... No. Am I just missing word? It just must go beyond the thing and I don't see a scroll bar. So in addition, it's got 2, 4, 6, 8... Yeah, 8 Phaser Xs, which is not terrible. Which one's better? Clearly, the XBS is the most powerful of all of them. But no, I'm looking for... Actually, no, I'm going to check this XCF as well. 6 Disruptors, 2 ESGs, 2 Phaser Bs, 14 Phaser Xs. So basically, it omits the ESG Lances to cram in more Phaser Xs, which is not a terrible idea. I mean, I can't really fault them for that. So, do we want an XCA on our team? Kind of do. Unfortunately, the XCA flicked off the screen while I was looking at the actual detailed stats of it, which is a little disappointing. Not gonna lie. XDD, what is the XDD? Don't buy, just right click. Single ESG Lance, 2 ESGs, 2 Disruptors. That's, no. There are some X-type cruiser, or X-type destroyers and stuff that are really powerful, and there are some that just are not. STJ, no. You are a single-tooth Jaguar Mauler, which is a light cruiser with a Mauler on board? Holy crap, that's kind of hilarious. Kind of wish I had one. Alright, so I think I'm looking at XCAs for escorts. Or maybe XCBs. That many disruptors would be a lot of firepower to throw in. But I'm going to have to wait for them to show back up. Destroyer X's? Yeah, that's... no. Just no. It's got a lot of phasers, but no thank you. Because I'm thinking about... it'd be nice to have an STL. Another single-tooth line to back us up. Because then we can manually take control of his weapon, fire it when we fire it, and that'll be 240 damage on a single target. At that point, we're getting up to King Condor levels of damage. But that would be also a lot more micro-intensive. It would require me to actually pay more attention. Yeah, it's really disappointing that that XCA popped off the screen. Oh, we might not be able to afford it. This is 4,884. Crap. So with that in mind, let's set back out into space. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. There we go. Shipper to solve a convoy raid. Convoy raid, please. We're going to quickly go through a convoy raid and nuke everybody. I don't like shipwreck assaults. They're just not fun. Battle stations, everybody. Let's rock and roll. We've got enemy heavy cruiser out here relatively close. We are in the intercept position, which is great. Unfortunately, we are, well, in the intercept position, which means he gets to launch his fighters immediately, which sucks. Let's quickly set up our systems so we have... well, I can't afford to. I just need to sit here and trundle along a bit for the first round while I charge up my phaser capacitor and give you free power. How many fighters do you have? They are zipping in front of you, but it looks like you only got 2 of them. Are you a Lord Bishop? You're an IRQ. No idea what that means. Doesn't really matter anyway. Launch these guys in attack mode, get them hitting the convoy immediately. I'm going to turn into you. I am fully charged. So let's get that forward shield reinforcement going because things are about to suck. And also get on 6 points power into the electronic countermeasure. Rotate that. Disruptors. Actually, not a terrible idea. Disruptors engage. Because we're not going to have the ESG ready for him yet. Phasers to overload mode. Okay, he's dead. Increase speed, increase speed. Ah, crap. Don't turn this way. Go left. Don't go right into him. Of course, they're not going to listen to me. They're going to die. Let's call them back. If I can get them back home in time. Or at least convince them that it's a good idea to come home. Fire! And phasers. And all of the weapons. We forgot to shrink the ESG. That's a good amount of damage right there. Okay, now I'm going to just tell them to go. Yes, I'm giving conflicting orders all over the place. First attack, then go home, then attack again, but I think it's an important thing to do. I wanted them to hopefully avoid getting close. I was expecting his phaser Gatlings to get involved. The fact that they didn't really kind of surprised me. So I'm going to try and have to make something out of it as we come around. Shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, he doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of equipment left going on him. So let's line him up here, get him ready for a disruptor run, and if I can, then... oh, I can get a disruptor and a phaser run here. Phasers are ready to rock now. So let's quickly... oh, didn't actually cut through his shields. I'm not happy about that. We're going to come on over here and continue to mess around with him. And can I get any phasers? No. Can I get our ESG to minimum values because we're about to be right on top of him when this goes off? Yes, we can. Bounced him quite nicely. Keep coming around and we'll steadily rock into him. How are you dealing with the first group of enemy protections? The Mercury is a Q ship. And you got fighters. Holy crap. Who brought fighters in the Q ship? That's not cool. Call everybody home. You're a proper cargo. You're a proper Q ship. I didn't notice you. Okay, everybody get home. Get back to me. We need to repair, rearm, restock. So, are you a fighter carrier? Or are you just... no, the convoy is just proceeding as usual. You have no shields left. You're actually in really big trouble. I gotta get you home. How many fighters is that? More than I care to count. Let's cut the reinforcement. Get back on board. Get back on board. Phasers. Capacitors fully charged. Power systems are good. ESGs. Set them to 2. Are they ready to go? I set it to 1. Crap. This might cause them to get a little bit too close. No, it did not. They hit the barrier and just died. I'm a fan of that. Very much a fan. Put some disruptor fire into them. Get ready to follow up. We're about to hit that mine with our ESG, which is not great. I hope we don't hit it. And I'll follow up. 54 damage is not terrible at all. Really ripped into him. Took out his phaser 2. I don't think we took out his Gatling, or if we did, he's now repairing it immediately, which, you know, makes sense. Yeah, fire all you wanted to me, especially at that range with your fusion cannons. That's perfect, actually. That's exactly how you want to do it. I want to turn on into you, actually, so I can keep nailing you with all your fire. I'm actually hurting myself with those disruptors just a little bit. Only got 1 point of power in the ESG, which is, or the Mauler, which is not grand. 4. Oh, 4. You have more fighters? What? That's not cool. That's very not cool. Can I kill you super quickly? ESG is to full power. It's either going to kill the fighters or it's going to kill the ship. I don't know which one. It did both. Alright, how are my ESGs doing? Or not my ESGs, my pseudo-frigates. One's ready, the other one's almost ready. Are you also an FQL? Yes, you are. Alright, I'm going to launch you in an aggressive position. Go attack this one. While I turn around to continue to deal with this. Let's see if we can't give him a little bit of cover fire as we make our turn. Oh, I didn't mean to turn the ESG on, but that will ward him off just a little bit. So he fired his fusion cannon at me, and then I opened him up like a can opener. Our distance is just beyond what I can really hit him with. More phasers, just keep opening them up. How much power in that Mauler? 10 points. I'll do it. There we go. There we go. Hitting him now. ESG is about to come online again. Put it down to 0. Oh, he opened me up with one of those fusion cannons. He's actually using his fusion cannons at the proper range. We actually took a little bit too much damage from that, because we took return damage. So this convoy mission was clearly a trap. It was designed as a trap that the enemy was hoping that we'd fall into. They brought 2 Q ships inside the unit, and then had a heavy cruiser. And those Q ships were carrying the fighter complement that the heavy cruiser didn't have. Which would have actually been a pretty good combination, if they had actually, you know, come at me at the same time, instead of letting me split them apart. Alright, we need to definitely pick up some speed and go sprinting at this point. Shut this off. Just charge up everything. Because they're getting away from me and I'm not happy about that. How are my fighters doing? Only one was launched. I meant to launch him and then I forgot about it. Launch in attack mode. Go aggressive into him. He's probably going to fly into a mine, but we can deal with that. Hi, are you two on top of each other? No, I'm just misseeing the queue a bit as they rush for the safety of the Red Nebula. Although red would make me think Klingon, so I don't know why you think that's safe. Increase the speed of time. We got this. It's just a matter of time before we catch up to them and fry them. So as we zip on in here, pseudo-frigates hopefully will not smash into the mines, but I can't really trust them, can I? You have a phaser X for your defensive phaser. That's impressive. And the last target. Hi. Bye. So that's an entire convoy destroyed. Good plan on the convoy part. I really like that mix. But they should have been a little bit closer together with the way they were working instead of trying to pull me out of position. I get what he was going for, but it just didn't work out the way they had it set up. So the Empire defense is down to 48. We're really knocking it down bit by bit. No repairs actually needed despite the shield drop. And no equipment needed either. So that's actually going to do it for today's episode. Just a quick check through the shipyard. We're looking for XCAs. And, ooh, single-tooth Jaguar. Not the one we want. So we're looking for XCAs. Should they pop up? They're not there now. But anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.